Let me tell you something that might sting a little, but it'll set you free. You don't get your power back by waiting for someone to realize your worth. You get your power back by realizing it yourself, right now, in this moment. I know your heart is heavy. I know you replay the conversations, the memories, the what ifs, and why not me? I know you've looked at his pictures, maybe even seen him with someone else, smiling like nothing ever happened. And I know it's breaking you inside. But here's the truth, and you better hear me loud and clear. You don't get someone to beg for you back by chasing them. You get them to beg for you back by becoming the version of you that doesn't need them anymore. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about playing games. This is about waking up and realizing that your life, your happiness, is not attached to someone else's decisions. It's attached to your mindset, your habits, your healing. You see, people always chase what they think they can't have. And when you shift your energy, when you stop sitting in sadness and start standing in power, everything changes. When you stop waiting for the apology that may never come, and instead give yourself the closure, the love, the permission to move on, that's when they notice. But here's the plot twist. By then, you won't even need them to notice, because you'll be too busy rising. I want you to imagine this. It's 6 months from now. You've been hitting the gym, not for a revenge body, but because you respect your body. You've been investing in your mind, reading books, listening to podcasts, setting goals, showing up for yourself. You're walking with purpose. You've got fire in your eyes and confidence in your stride. And guess what? You're not thinking about him. You're thinking about you, your goals, your dreams, your life. And that's when it happens. The message, the DM, the, hey, how have you been? Because that's how it works. The moment you stop broadcasting desperation and start vibrating strength, the universe shifts. But here's the power move. You don't need to answer that message. You don't need validation from someone who couldn't see your worth when it was right in front of them. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. Look, Mel Robbins always says it. You are one decision away from a completely different life. One decision to stop chasing and start creating. One decision to stop crying over someone who walked away and start building a life so beautiful that you wouldn't trade it to go back. You want to know what really makes someone beg to come back? It's not your texts. It's not your tears. It's your transformation. You want to win? Then stop fighting for a seat at someone else's table. Build your own damn table. Stop trying to prove you're enough. You already are. Stop looking at her. The new girl, the rebound, the upgrade. She's not the competition. She's the distraction. The real story is you. And your comeback is going to be one hell of a plot twist. So here's what you do. You wake up tomorrow and take the first small step. Get out of bed, shower, show up. You write down 3 things you love about yourself, even if you don't fully believe them yet. You set a goal that's just for you. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's starting that business, maybe it's traveling alone. Do it for you. You get around people who remind you of your power, not your pain. You silence the noise and start listening to your own voice again. This isn't about getting him back. This is about getting you back, because the moment you do, you become magnetic, not just to him, to the whole damn world. Opportunities start showing up, new connections, people who see you, value you, respect you, because now you see and respect yourself. And yes, he might come back. He might tell you he messed up. He might cry. He might beg. But by then, the version of you he's meeting isn't the one he left behind. She's stronger, she's smarter, she's healed, and maybe, just maybe, she'll smile, say, thank you, and keep walking, because the goal isn't to make him beg. The goal is to become so powerful you don't need him to. So go out there, show up for yourself, take your pain and turn it into fuel, build your empire, live your life, because trust me, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And one day soon you'll look in the mirror and realize you were the one you were waiting for all along. Stop waiting for someone to realize your worth. Start realizing it yourself. Your comeback starts the moment you stop chasing them and start building you. your mindset, your health, your goals. When you shift your energy from desperation to self-respect, people feel it. Confidence is magnetic. Silence is powerful. Growth is undeniable. The best revenge isn't a message, it's transformation. Go to the gym, read the books, build the business, not to prove anything to them, but to remind yourself who you are. The version of you who rises from this pain will be unstoppable. They may come back, but by then you won't even need it, because the healed version of you will understand. It was never about getting them back. It was about getting you back. Stop looking for closure from someone who walked away. Stop checking your phone hoping they'll text you or stalking their social media to see if they're happier without you. That's not strength. That's self-abandonment. And the longer you stay in that place, the longer you wait for them to remember who you were, to miss your energy, to feel your absence, the longer you keep yourself stuck in a reality that's no longer yours. The truth is, the moment they left, they gave you the opportunity of a lifetime to finally put yourself first. You're not going to get your power back by sitting in sadness or replaying old memories. You get your power back by saying, enough. Enough of shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. Enough of attaching your worth to someone who couldn't see it. Enough of putting your life on hold for someone who didn't think twice about moving on. And I know that sounds harsh, but sometimes the truth needs to slap you awake before it can set you free. You see, your healing doesn't start with closure from them. It starts with a decision from you, a decision to wake up, stand up, and show up for yourself. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to regret. You need to decide right now that their absence will no longer be your reason for staying small. Because here's the thing, your life doesn't stop just because someone walked out of it. In fact, that's when it truly begins. When you realize that everything you were giving to them, your time, your love, your attention, your energy, it's now yours to give back to yourself. That's powerful. That's transformation. That's how you begin to shift. Every morning that you wake up and choose to take one small step forward, even if it hurts, you are reclaiming your life. Every time you go for a walk instead of lying in bed, journal your thoughts instead of texting them, listen to something empowering instead of replaying old voicemails, you are rewiring your mind. You are breaking the addiction to their presence, and you're training your soul to stand alone again. And trust me, standing alone is not weakness. It's strength. It's clarity. It's where your real power lives. It's time to become obsessed with you again, not in a selfish way, but in a healing way. Start showing up for yourself like you showed up for them. Remember how you used to rearrange your schedule just to make them happy. Do that for you now. Pour that same love and energy into your routines, your growth, your peace. Take yourself out on a walk. Go to the places you avoided because they reminded you of them. Reclaim your space. Reclaim your time. Reclaim you. And no, it won't feel easy at first. You'll miss them. You'll feel the urge to reach out. You'll think, what if I just said one more thing? But don't, because you've said enough. You gave enough. You were enough. Their inability to see your value doesn't mean you don't have it. It means they were never meant to carry it. It means your energy is too rare to be wasted on someone who didn't know what to do with it. So instead of waiting for them to recognize your worth, you recognize it. Instead of hoping they'll see how much you loved them, you show yourself how much you deserve to be loved, fully, deeply, without condition or confusion. You look in the mirror and say, I am enough. You say it even if you don't believe it yet, because repetition rewires belief, and belief is where your transformation begins. Your power is not in getting them back. It's in getting you back. It's in looking at your pain and saying, this will not break me. This will build me. It's in turning your focus inward and deciding, I'm not going to wait for someone else to choose me. I'm going to choose me every single day. Goal, start small. Set one goal this week that's just for you. Maybe it's hitting the gym. Maybe it's applying for that job. Maybe it's simply eating 3 healthy meals. Do it to prove to yourself that you matter, that your needs matter, that your life matters, even without them in it. You want to know the secret? The moment you stop chasing them and start chasing your potential, everything shifts. People feel that energy. The world responds to that energy. And yes, sometimes the very person who left will feel that shift too. Suddenly, they'll remember your light. Suddenly, they'll notice your glow. But by that time, the version of you they left behind, she won't exist anymore. And that's the real victory. Not getting them to beg for you back, but becoming the version of you who doesn't need them to. The only person you need to fight for right now is you. The only love you need to chase is your own. And the only permission you need to rise is the decision to do it. So take a breath, wipe your tears, straighten your back, and walk toward the life that's waiting for you. Because when you start showing up for yourself like your life depends on it, everything changes. You become magnetic. You become untouchable. You become a force, not because you got them back, but because you got you back. Let me tell you something most people don't understand. We are wired to want what we can't have. It's human nature. The moment something becomes scarce, unavailable, or unattainable, we chase it harder, and that's exactly why chasing them never works. That's why texting, begging, explaining, pleading, it only pushes them further away. Because the more available you are, the less they value you. The more you try to prove your worth, the more they take it for granted. The more you chase, the faster they run. But when you pull back, not out of spite, but from self-respect, something powerful happens. You shift the energy, and energy doesn't lie. When someone feels that your focus has moved inward instead of outward, when they sense that you're no longer available to be picked up and put down whenever it's convenient, it hits them, it confuses them. And in that confusion, they start to realize what they lost. It's not because you changed your hair or posted a cute photo. It's because you changed your energy. You stopped giving them access to your time, your heart, your soul, the things they didn't know how to handle when they had them. That's what makes someone look back. That's what makes someone regret. That's what makes someone chase. And this isn't a trick. This isn't a manipulation game. This is the truth about how confidence works. When you know your worth, you don't beg, you don't chase, you don't prove, you just are. And people feel that. They see it in your eyes, in your posture, in the way you carry yourself like you no longer need validation. That energy is rare, and rare is valuable. Think about it. We chase promotions that seem out of reach. We obsess over brands that feel exclusive. We fantasize about people who ignore us, because the illusion of distance creates desire. But here's where the shift happens. The moment you become the one who's focused, grounded, and unavailable for drama, you become the thing they can't have. You become the one they're thinking about at night, the one they're checking in on silently, the one they're comparing everyone else to. Not because you played a game, but because you stopped playing altogether. You see, when you stop chasing, you start attracting. And attraction isn't about looks. It's about energy. It's about confidence. It's about stepping into your power and saying, I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not afraid to eat alone. That mindset is magnetic. It flips the script. Suddenly, you're not the one waiting to be chosen. You are the one doing the choosing. And yes, they'll feel it, the silence, louder than any paragraph you could ever send. Your absence, heavier than your presence ever was. Your growth, blinding to someone who thought you'd stay small forever. But you didn't. You got up, you leveled up, you glowed up, and you did it without them. So if you're wondering how to make someone miss you, how to make them see your worth, stop trying to make anything happen. Let go of control. Let go of the urge to fix, to prove, to be understood. And instead, pour all of that energy back into yourself. That's the shift. That's the spark. That's where the power lives. Wake up and put the phone down. Go do the work. Heal the wound. Elevate your life. You don't need to post about it, announce it, or prove it to anyone. Just be it. Because trust me, they'll feel it in your silence. They'll feel it in your glow. They'll feel it when they see you becoming everything you said you would, and they're no longer part of that picture. They say the best revenge is success, but I say the best revenge is indifference. It's when you reach the point where you're no longer triggered, no longer hurt, no longer waiting. You're just moving forward with peace, with clarity, with power. And that's when people come back, not because they've changed, but because you have. And here's the best part. When you finally reach that version of yourself, you'll realize that getting them back isn't even the goal anymore. You'll realize they weren't the prize. You were, and you still are. So the next time you feel the urge to chase someone who left, remind yourself, you are not someone to be earned back. You are not a consolation prize. You are not someone's second choice. You are not a plan B. You are the plan. And if someone couldn't see that the first time, then let them watch you from the sidelines as you become everything they lost. You don't win by playing their game. You win by playing your own. You don't become irresistible by changing yourself to fit them. You become irresistible by becoming so authentically you that no one else can compete. And most importantly, you don't need to wait for them to realize anything, because you already have. Absolutely. Here's a fully expanded version of point 3, crafted in a direct, empowering tone like Mel Robbins, flowing naturally and powerfully up to 1,000 words. No heading, just pure motivation. This pain you're feeling right now, the heartbreak, the confusion, the weight in your chest that won't go away, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to wake you up. It's here to strip away the illusion that someone else held the key to your happiness. It's here to push you towards something bigger, something better. The version of you that's waiting on the other side of this pain, she's not broken. She's becoming. And the journey to that version of you, it starts with healing. You don't heal by pretending you're fine. You don't heal by numbing the pain, distracting yourself, jumping into someone else's arms just to fill the silence. You heal by sitting in the discomfort. You heal by facing the truth. You heal by looking in the mirror and saying, I deserve better than the way I've been treating myself. And you start small, not for the world, not for Instagram, not to prove a point to your ex. You do it for you, because you're tired of feeling empty. You're tired of chasing people to feel whole. You're tired of giving your best to someone who didn't even see you clearly. That's where the real glow up begins. Not on the outside, but deep within. It's not about makeup or outfits or revenge photos. It's about self-respect, discipline, getting your life in order. It's about waking up one day and deciding, no more. No more self-abandonment. No more shrinking to fit into places that don't honor me. No more waiting for someone to choose me when I can finally start choosing myself. So you go to the gym, not to get revenge hot, but because your body deserves to be taken care of, because you want to feel strong again, because every drop of sweat is a silent reminder that you are still here, still fighting, still capable of building a life that excites you. You put on those workout clothes not because you're trying to attract attention, but because you're rebuilding your confidence. One workout, one habit, one decision at a time. You start feeding your mind. You read the books. You listen to the podcasts. You stop scrolling and start studying yourself. Why did you settle? What did you ignore? What boundaries did you abandon just to feel loved? Because your healing depends on your willingness to ask the hard questions. And when you do, something begins to shift. You stop blaming them. You stop needing closure. You realize they didn't break you. They revealed where you were still unhealed. And that realization, that's gold. That's your leverage. That's when you begin to evolve. You start showing up differently. You speak with more conviction. You say no faster. You don't apologize for having standards anymore. You stop explaining why you've changed, because the people who really get it don't need explanations. They feel the shift in your presence. And those who don't, they're not your people anymore. Let them go. Healing isn't glamorous. It's messy, it's lonely, it's crying in the shower, it's journaling at 2 a.m., it's waking up with a heavy heart, but getting out of bed anyway. But that's where the growth lives. Every hard moment you face without reaching for them, every time you resist texting, calling, checking up, you are rewiring your brain to stop associating them with safety. You are training yourself to find that safety within you. And then slowly the weight begins to lift. One day you realize you didn't think about them the moment you woke up. One day you laugh again, genuinely. One day someone compliments you, and instead of brushing it off, you say thank you and believe it. One day your reflection stops looking like a girl trying to survive and starts looking like a woman who owns her life again. That's the glow up nobody talks about, the one that happens behind closed doors, the one that doesn't beg for attention, the one that radiates from the inside out, the one that makes people say, "There's something different about her," even if they can't quite name it. And yes, eventually the people who doubted you, the ones who left you, the ones who couldn't handle your light, they'll notice, they'll reach out, they'll wonder, because healed energy is unforgettable. But by that time, you won't even be waiting for it. You'll be too busy building the life you once thought you needed them to live. Healing doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean the pain disappears overnight. It means you no longer let that pain control you. It means you take your power back. It means you look at everything you went through and say, "That chapter hurt, but it made me better." You want real transformation? Then stop asking, why did they leave? And start asking, what am I meant to learn? Stop wishing you could go back and start focusing on where you're headed. Because the version of you who's rising right now, she's stronger, she's wiser, she's no longer desperate for love that hurts. And guess what? That healed version of you, she's the one they'll never forget. But the real win isn't making them remember you. It's you remembering who you were before the heartbreak and becoming someone even greater after it. So go, heal, grow, evolve, glow. Not for them, for you. Because you are worth every ounce of effort it takes to rebuild. Stop chasing closure from someone who never gave you clarity in the first place. You don't need another conversation. You don't need a long message. You don't need to hear, "I'm sorry," to move forward. Because real closure, it doesn't come from them. It comes from you. What you're looking for isn't in their words. What you're looking for is a feeling, peace. And peace doesn't come from someone else's explanation. It comes from your decision to stop letting their absence define your worth. It comes when you finally say, "I don't need this pain to make sense anymore. I just need to stop letting it run my life." You keep thinking one more message will fix it. One more heart-to-heart. One more apology. But deep down, you already know the truth. If they wanted to make it right, they would have. If they cared about the damage they caused, you wouldn't be here waiting for answers. The people who truly care about you don't leave you confused. They don't disappear and come back when it's convenient. They show up. They communicate. They make you feel safe. And if someone walked away without giving you that, don't give them the power to hold your healing hostage. You've got to become your own closure. That means making peace with not getting the apology, not getting the explanation, not getting the story that makes everything okay. You might never understand why they left, why they chose someone else, why they said what they said. But you don't need to understand their behavior to validate your pain or move forward. You just need to understand that you deserve better. Read that again. You deserve better. Not because you're flawless, not because you did everything right, but because being worthy of love, respect, and clarity is not something you earn. It's something you already are. And the moment you realize that, you stop trying to prove your value to people who never had the capacity to receive it in the first place. So no, don't text them. Don't chase them. Don't ask if they miss you. Don't scroll through their new life wondering if they think about you. Because the version of you who needs those answers is the version of you who hasn't realized how powerful she truly is yet. And that version is fading, fast. Every time you choose silence instead of reaching out, you're growing. Every time you resist the urge to check their page, you're evolving. Every time you say, "No, I'm not going back there," you're building something unshakable inside you. That's what real healing looks like. It's quiet. It's gritty. It's not always pretty, but it's yours. And here's the truth. By the time they come back, if they ever do, you'll be so far along in your journey that you won't even want what you used to beg for. You'll see clearly. You'll look back and think, how did I ever forget who I was? And that moment right there, that's real closure. That's healing. You don't heal by reopening wounds. You heal by letting them close, by sitting with the silence, by learning how to live in it, breathe in it, grow in it, until the silence becomes your sanctuary instead of your suffering. You learn to self-soothe. You start talking to yourself like someone you love. Hey, I know this hurts, but we're not going back to that. We're not going to hand over our peace for a moment of attention. That kind of self-talk rewires your brain. It reminds you that you are your own anchor. You are your own safe place. You don't need anyone else to validate your experience. You lived it. You felt it. You survived it. And when the pain rises, because it will, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Face it. Say, okay, I see you. You're here again, but you don't control me anymore. That's what it means to become your own closure. Not ignoring your emotions, but owning them, processing them, and still choosing yourself in the end. You are not broken just because someone didn't love you the way you deserved. You are not less valuable because someone couldn't see your worth. You are not unlovable because they moved on without a second thought. What they did is a reflection of them. How you rise is a reflection of you. And maybe one day they'll reach out. Maybe they'll say, I miss you, or I messed up, or I wish I had done things differently. But by that time, you won't need those words anymore, because you'll have built a life where their absence isn't a wound, it's wisdom. And the person you become through this pain, she won't be waiting for validation. She'll already know who she is. She'll already be whole. You don't need to reopen that door to prove anything. Let them wonder. Let them feel your absence. Let them sit with the silence they created. You're not bitter. You're not angry. You're just done. Done begging, done explaining, done waiting. Your peace is too expensive to trade for temporary attention. So if you're still waiting for them to give you closure, stop. Give it to yourself, right here, right now. Take a deep breath. Say it out loud if you have to. I'm done waiting for someone to validate my pain. I'm choosing to move forward, for me. Not because it doesn't hurt, but because I deserve to heal. That's the moment everything changes. That's when you take your power back. That's when you become the version of yourself they'll never get access to again. Not because you're cruel, but because you finally know your worth.